What's
good,
good?
everybody?
What's good?
What's good?
Chilling. What's good, everybody? What's happening, man? Dusto scam likely. Hey, man, they probably thinking you done took over the Dustosphere, done took over Talk Tuesday.
Yeah, the Dustosphere will be taking over, but we're gonna go light today. Mild trolling, a little bit more regulated, fairly serious conversation. Then we're gonna start to troll a little bit later.
Yeah, I don't believe you.
Good. Yeah, what's good with you out there in the best state, best city in the world? What's going on?
Hey, man, you know, it's cool. I ain't gonna lie to you, man. They doing big things down here in Central Florida. Yeah, man, I ain't got no complaints, man. Everything's good. I had a good show myself, but we were talking about, you saw it. We were talking about should misappropriation. Yeah, should misappropriation of child support be a crime? You know what I mean? And we just showed some examples of what's going on out there in the world. Shout out to JT and Brother Mandrill actually came up on the panel. And again, I was just on Melanie King's show, man. We were having a good conversation about breakups and relationships and the way, you know, men love versus the way women love and all that. Actually turned into a pretty good conversation, man. I like, I gotta go. I got stuff to do. And I had to run up off her platform.
Shout out to Melanie King. Welcome back.
Yeah, brother.
Yeah, the solution to child support is pretty easy. Just get the money to me. Take care of everything. I put my cash up in the back.
Told you be some dusting going on up in here, boy. I told you be some trolling.
Yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, tonight's topic, better conversations, improving conversations, having conversations. And the main reason of it, the main objective of improving conversations is people need to do a better job of speaking and listening. And because communication is the number one dark hole within not just Black community, but all people. People don't know how to talk to each other and they don't know how to listen to one another. And they just can't get along. That's men and men, men and women and women, different races, parents amongst kids, kids amongst parents. It's everybody. Challenge everybody, have a better conversation. And to be honest, tonight, we're going to raise the bar on conversation. I truly believe it shouldn't be, there's no excuse where we can't have a topic of better conversation and then have a panel of chaos. Let's have a good conversation tonight. Let's actually work on the things that we talk about actually today. This isn't a dust panel, at least not tonight.
Yeah, it's going to be crazy, man. And for everybody in the chat, man, what's good with everybody, man? We got Harris Tribe Media Group in the chat, man. We got Brother Rob in there. What We Know podcast was good. Go Bengals. Hell yeah. How about them Bengals, brother? We might be, oh man, I don't want jinx it. I don't want jinx it. But you know, after a couple of weeks, I'm gonna be talking big stuff. You know what I mean? Big stuff. And definitely on this conversation, ladies, please jump on the panel tonight, ladies, because this is definitely going to be a serious conversation. And we know women are always talking about how men don't communicate, men don't listen, men blah, 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 men blah, 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 men. So it'll be really good to get y'all perspective on this. Because we know the brothers are going to come up. They're going to step up big and want to holler, you know what I mean? So yeah. And hey, who's behind the scenes? Is it Black man today behind the scenes?
Yeah, Black man and kind of me when I'm paying attention to it.
And when you're paying attention to it, I'm saying, yo, Black man, if you can hear me, bro, can we get just a little tease on some music or something to get this party started right? Yo, I mean, let's get this party started right, yo.
That's the way every day goes, every time we have no control. If the sky is pink and white, if the ground is black and yellow, it's the same way you showed me. Now my head, don't close my eyes, halfway on a slow move. It's the same way you showed me. If you could fly, then you'd feel south. Up north's getting cold soon. The way it is, we're on land, so I'm someone to hold true. Keep you cool when it's still light, won't let you down when it's all ruined. Just the same way you showed me.
Whoa. Fire.
Ooh.
Fire.
Yeah.
Hey, every time I watch that, I'll have my eyes closed and I open my eyes and I'm like shocked every time. I close my eyes and I listen and I open my eyes again and be shocked every time. It's like, wow. Wow. Shout out to Black Man Unfiltered, man, for putting together this amazing network. Always got the fire content. Please, y'all, don't be shy, man. Go ahead and hit that super chat. And then while we're doing this, a super sticker or a super chat while we're doing this tonight, if you think we should take a little break or we need some musical interlude. There's also the Cash App scrolling below. Y'all see that right there. Don't be afraid to hit that Cash App. Send a super chat. I ain't gonna lie to y'all. Now that I'm monetizing, I know how it goes. The Cash App really is better because Black Man will get 100% of that. You know what I mean? But if you want to be seen and you want to have the you know what I mean, you want to floss, be Miss Big Willie out there, then go ahead and hit that super chat. But either way, you know what I mean, we'll get a little musical interlude in there, and he got that fire. So, man, how we gonna do this, man? We got Brother Eugene still in the house, man. What's up with you, bro? I see you.
Shout out to the Harris tribe. And shout out to, I'm going to bring them up. I found this dude 5 years ago hiding behind an abandoned building somewhere in the Detroit area. Y'all might know him. He's gotten himself together. He's just fresh out of rehab. He might be still shaking a little bit, but everybody show some love for JT, What We Know podcast.
Huh? Exactly.
And also we got this dude, he just served some time. I mean, he claims to be innocent. He's, allegedly he, scammed a couple of nonprofits and took the money, and I don't know what he did with it, but but y'all might see him on the back of a milk carton somewhere or see him, America's Most Wanted, but he claims he's innocent. Let me welcome Mr. Bennett to the stage.
Surprise, motherfucker.
Mr. Bennett's in the house. Mr. Bennett's in the house.
No, real talk. Thank you all for being here. Today's topic.
Hey, real quick, Dusto, man, you forgot to send a shout out to your people, man. To the.
What I missed? Oh, we got information, man, here.
Well, now I'm talking about the chat. I'm talking about to your people, to the nation of.
Oh, everybody! Shout out to the nation of Wigglom. Assalamu Wiggle.
Wiggle salam.
Absolutely.
Isn't that shout out giving everyone on here has got the smooth dome here? So
hey,
yeah, we bald headed clowner wigs.
That's it.
But yeah, information man is in the chat. Salute to you, brother. You know what I mean? You talk about communication. That's the brother. This when we drop the link, I hope you jump on, brother, because that brother know how to communicate. You know what I mean?
Who we got here in the back? Oh, that Queen Smiley Rule.
I heard y'all say something about some wigs.
Queen Smiley in the house. What's good, sis? How you feeling?
Good evening, gents. How are y'all?
All is well.
The bald head kingdom.
Yeah,
that's it.
Yeah. First thing I'm gonna talk about the value of communication. Communication improves friendships and networking. Let's be real. Life isn't all about just money. And of course, communication can get you some more money. Let's be real. But it's about friendships, relationships, which is a lot of people in the best memories of their life are with other people. Relationships also include leadership and parenting. Also, conflict resolution, limiting trauma, and less arguing. Can I get an amen?
Some more to be.
First thing I'm gonna talk about is active listening. Seven things to do. People always complain, you don't listen. They won't listen to me. People want to be heard. People want to be felt. People got all kind of things they're dealing with, and they just want somebody to talk to. Or they got a great life and they want to share it with somebody, and they want somebody to talk to. And a big complaint, people don't listen. First thing to do is close your mouth and open your ears. If they talking and you talking, you ain't listening. It ain't happening. And trust me, they know. They might not say nothing. They just might not come back to you. Just might not talk to you no more. Focus on the purpose of the conversation. Somebody's coming to talk to you. There's a reason that they're coming to talk to you or having a conversation. Remember that there's a reason for it. It could be good, it could be bad, but there's a reason they want to talk to you. Pay attention to body language. Some people don't always communicate verbally. They're saying one thing, but they're really feeling another thing. Give encouraging verbal cues. People don't like you just looking around or just, they want to know that you actually are in the conversation with them. Clarify and paraphrase information. So if I say something and DL can repeat it back to me, that means he was listening. He can clarify exactly what I said. Now, I know we are having a conversation. I'm not talking at him or around him. I'm talking to him. He's talking to me. Refrain from judgment. Ooh. It's a dirty one there. They talking to you, hear everything they say, and try to be non-biased. You don't always know where they're coming from. And the last one is summarize, share, and reflect. Summarize what they're saying, repeat it back to them, and reflect on it. Just keep the conversation going. Anybody want to chime in?
I got something I wanted to ask Queen Smiley. You know what I mean? Because she's a sister up here. She know what it is. Former military, all that. When women say that men don't know how to communicate or men just don't listen, do you find that to be the case, or what's your take on that? Because we all hear that trope: men don't know how to talk, they don't listen. Da 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 da.
So, from my perspective, and I can only speak from what I've witnessed, and why some women say that, is because some of the things Dusto just said, and so oftentimes, and people do it, but when speaking to men, men are just not as emotional as women are, and so we can give a whole spiel, a whole rundown to a man, and they face look just as blank as Mr. Bennett face right now. So don't all try to smile now, but that's the response that we get, so there's no active listening, there's no paraphrasing that's given back. And then I've been in situations where I'm like, hey, I feel like this, and it's so basically you feel like this, what you said. I'm like, no, that's not what I said. I said I feel like this, which is total opposite. What's up, Ronan? So at the end of the day, so that's how that's part of the reason. But then also women have to hold us accountable. We do these dump sessions, okay? And so anytime you're spilling over a whole bunch of a half a year's worth of I was affected by this when you did this, it ain't much a man can hold on to, because you've said 15,000 things that you had a problem with, but right now we were talking about taking out the trash. So at this point, what are we truly talking about? So so listening and communicating, it's a lot that got to be taken into, but that's what it is pretty much. We don't get the response that we're looking for in that
And brother,
so.
And brother Bennett, since Queen Smiley put you on blast doing that explanation, which was a great explanation, by the way. Thank you, Queen. I appreciate it. What's your take on that? Because I'm like, all right, so a man has a blank look on his face. Is he processing? Is he taking it all in? Is he adding logic to what he's hearing? Mr. Bennett, what's your take on what Sister Queen just said?
Well, in my case, that's 100%, especially with most guys that I know. That, if we want to judge a situation dispassionately, we'll just process it, and we'll try to, spit out the bones from it. But, we want a sort of a summarized view of, where you're coming from. There's one thing that Dusto said in his comments, and I wanted him to see if he can drop some of those gems in the back. I think it was either the second or third thing he said, where he said some people just want you to listen or for a certain reason. I think it's the responsibility of the person wanting that to communicate what they want. If you just want to vent, then it's okay to tell me, look, I'm just here to vent. I'm not looking for a solution. I'm not looking for, anything. I just need to vent this off. And I'll just sit there and you just give it to me. But
yeah, that's helpful.
But if you don't communicate that, then I'm going to go with what I naturally know. Or if I see a situation or a problem, I may ask follow-up questions, or I may try to drive you for a solution. You say, well, I'm not looking for a solution. So sometimes I got to do that with my girls now. When they start going, say, or do you want to have a conversation, or are you just looking to vent? If you're looking to vent, I'll shut up. You just vent all you want to. So I think that it's a responsibility on the person who's desiring that to give that, what set the parameters for this conversation or dialogue. If it's going to be a dialogue at all, it might be a monologue, but I can deal with that as long as I know what I'm getting into.
Right. I mean, people are so
Hold on,
quick to
wait,
get
we gotta give you,
upset.
girl, you here. We gotta give you your due. Ladies and gentlemen, she is here. Hey, the queen is here. The queen is here. Beautiful animator in the house, everybody.
What's up?
And I believe also we have from the
Really?
Dusto down, Dusto, you got blocked for a second. You got to run that again.
Also from the liquor store up the street, actually the one that's behind that log cabin, with no electricity. We've got FMP_Ronin. Show your love.
Woo!
I think I like your place better. You put me on a milk cart, and I think I like your place better.
Brother Ronin was good. I always got the samurai sword in the back, the true Ronin.
Oh yeah. Much love to you guys. Assalamu alaikum.
I like that. I like that T-shirt though, homie. That's a dope T-shirt right there. Yes, sir. Masculinity.
Yep. Toxic masculinity. Okay.
Hey, JT, what you got on the topic?
Yeah, it is. Conversation is definitely. It's not one-sided at all. It's definitely you have to have someone to be able to take in as well as they put it out. So we have to be able to understand one another, and we have to have a common goal, which is to understand, to have the conversation, to understand, not the conversation just because you want to, talk or talk because you got lips. So I think the number one thing is that we got to have understanding in conversation. It makes no sense if we're not trying to understand each other when we're talking to each other. So, yeah. That's all
to what Mr. Bennett was saying earlier, people are so quick to get angry when you give them advice on what they're saying. It's like, I can't read your mind. I don't know what you want. It's like, don't push your attitude on innocent bystanders and stuff like that. I didn't do nothing to you.
It goes back to what Mr. Bennett was saying. Anytime we're entering in conversations, I think that's an important point, to go into the conversation expressing what it is you're expecting to get out of the conversation.
Right.
And so I have to put the onus on the women. Most oftentimes we don't make that statement clear. Oftentimes we just want to get some stuff off our chest, or we do want to share something, some emotional something. We just don't know how to articulate that. But I think that goes to people in general. People have a tendency of doing that. What's up, Pink? People have a tendency of doing that to where we start expressing ourselves, but not having a true, not expressing the intent behind the conversation.
Right.
So active listening is helpful. What's up?
Yeah, we got to show Brother Hank some love, man. Coming to the panel, man. Straight out of Bluegrass State. This man is a loyal fan of one of the shittiest teams in the NFL, and he ain't afraid to tell nobody. Ladies and gentlemen, there you go, live and direct. Brother Hank, straight from the...
Yeah, that's right. That's right. Call for your mama.
You better run. You better run.
He say he wasn't ready for that.
Salute to you, brother.
Hey, Ronan, you want to jump in?
Well, I agree with what you and everybody pretty much said. It's like you need clarity and not just the direction of the conversation, but how am I supposed to receive this? If you're commanding my attention, I need to know the rules of engagement. Because if you're out there venting, I get it to a certain extent, but I don't make a good emotional tampon either. So I need to know what's going on. But as far as
plug it in.
the thing is, when it comes to like, if you're looking for solutions, number one, I want us to get rid of the distractions first. Let's focus on the issue right here. That way we have that level of respect that you're heard, and that way we can get to the point and move on. And plus, your communication style, I have to have understanding who and what or how I'm talking to this person, so it's best received rather than just talking circles around each other, what we're used to doing.
And real talk, Brother Hink, that you in here though, but seriously, man, because you have a real profound perspective on this sort of thing, man. What's your take on communication between men and women today? Just to kind of, I'm not sure if you heard the majority of the conversation, but that's pretty much what we're trying to get to.
Yeah, I didn't get to hear the most of it today, so I apologize, guys. But as far as my opinion about that, communication with females, as far as men, yeah, I tell you what, I'm not going to do is I'm not going to sit there and argue with them. I'm not going to waste my time. I said it. I say it again until I can't say it no more, because the situation's not going to end right. Don't sit there and argue with your wife or your woman or your lady or your significant other or whatever the title is that she has, because it's not worth it. Because you gonna mess around and say some stuff you're gonna regret or you can't apologize for later. You're gonna get into an altercation where it could possibly get physical, and it's not necessary. So those certain situations like that, I'll let them know right now. If I'm on the phone with you, you start doing all that hollering, raise your voice, cussing. I'm gonna hit the F you button. And I'm gonna keep it moving. You gonna keep on getting it. You call me back, and I'm gonna answer, and I'm gonna say, "Are you ready to talk now? Can we talk in a respectful manner? Can we talk in a respectable tone? Can we be cordial? Oh, we can't. Oh, then I got to go." And I hang up.
Would you say, hey, now you see me? Now you don't.
That's it.
If you in the same house as her, then I will walk away to another room. I said, "Baby, I need some time."
Hey, I need to get me a few of them FU buttons, bro. Y'all got them on sale.
It's right there on your phone.
Taking a time out.
It's right there on your phone.
Right.
Yeah.
Sometimes people
take a time out.
If we're in the same home, I'm walking away. And if she feels like she needs to follow me, then I'm gonna take a stroll around the block, enjoy nature, walk around, take some deep breaths, get away. Don't take yourself out of the equation. It's not worth it. I would not put my freedom, my sanity in the hands of a lady because she's emotional. And I know somebody's got to be more logical. Somebody got to be more level-headed. I need to step away.
Sounds like a seasonal man.
Well, and let me ask this real quick, just to double down on that. Once she's moved past the emotional state, Brother Hank, do you bring her back into the fold? Do you continue the conversation? Okay.
Like I said, if you're ready to talk and we can talk in a cordial, respectful manner, then let's have a conversation. But if it's going to get to that point where you raise your voice, you're all in your feelings, and you're cursing and acting irate, no, that's not going to help us.
Try to shut it down.
I mean, what are we going to get resolved?
Well, that's the thing about the economy of space. If I respect you and vice versa, you got to have value to that person's space. Sometimes they need to, get outside themselves before they say something out of pocket. It makes it worse. So, hey, let me cool off. Let me say it the right way because I understand myself. I know when I'm pissed off, I don't feel like talking at the moment. I got to go out here. Then I come back and I'll talk to you. But if someone's pursuing, especially, I don't see how people arguing on the phone. Real quick.
Yeah, that hang up is I'm quick draw McGraw on that one right there. That whole thing is I'm not gonna sit there and especially over the phone. You know how crazy you look. Have you ever seen somebody?
My mother does it. I don't know how he do it. I don't think I do it.
Right, you look over the phone, you see how they.
Oh, you look goofy.
Yeah, she look goofy as hell. Yeah.
So Brother Dusto, oh my God, oh Lord, there goes the neighborhood, ladies and gentlemen. What's good, Airborne? Brother Mandrell in the house.
Hey,
Brother Mandrell in the house. What's good, bro?
Wow.
What's good, man, girl?
oh, he's on this period today. He don't want to talk.
Hey everyone, how you doing?
That's what I'm talking about, brother.
It's an honor. It's an honor for you all to be here with me tonight.
Oh well, yeah, he don't.
Don't Mandrell like a cat. He gotta live up to you.
Yeah, I'm gonna get into some of the ugly stuff. We're gonna go mild because it's about communication today. The ugly stuff, bad listening. Number one, pretending like you're listening. That ain't cool. They know. Number two, selective listening. When you're listening, you heard two things. You heard what you wanted to hear, and that was it. Trust me, they know. Number three is
right there, Dusto. I put
number three is defensive listening. You're listening, you're waiting to hear something, so you can stuff them words right down that person's throat. You're not really listening. You just want to fight. You just want revenge.
All right.
Number four.
Hey, he right about that though, y'all. But real quick though, just let me jump in real quick. You right about that. When they listening, like they trying to jump in on double dutch, they listening, like just waiting to get in there.
They ain't listening.
Just stop talking.
I ain't heard nothing you said.
Number four is aggressive listening. They saying something just like, yep, but you ain't listening. You just want to fight. Number five, narcissistic listening. I'm gonna pause on that one. That's when no matter what they say, you better than them. You know everything. You got this, and they need to be listening to you. Yeah, yeah, but yeah, that's cool and all. But they know you ain't listening. Number six, insensitive listening. They pouring their heart out to you. They're saying, but you're like, yeah, that's cool and all, but yeah, you victim ass victim. I mean, I know you ain't listening to that person.
How you a victim ass victim?
Victim ass victim.
That wasn't funny.
I thought about that too. I was like,
I'm using that one.
A victim ass. That's a
I am using that one, bro. Man, I'm using that one. Victim ass victim.
I had to let that marinate.
I'm gonna use that this weekend. Yeah.
I'm just glad it wasn't just me. I'm glad it wasn't just me because I was like, did he just say victim ass victim?
Look at Mandrell down there looking like a victim ass victim. Victim ass victim.
Keep that down right there.
Light skin listening.
That's a video. That's a video right there.
Yeah, I think 5, 6, and 7 are the worst. But number 7, interrupting. How you gonna be listening? They talking and you talking. That means you ain't listening. And number 8 is eavesdropping. Listening to stuff you ain't supposed to be listening to. I think 5, 6, and 7 are pretty bad. Should I start at 5, 6, and 7, or should I go to the light stuff first? Anybody?
Well, hold on. I like what World Class put in there though. Look at he said number 10, simp listening. Simp listening. Yo, that's that dude listening to you gonna say yes, baby, anything, baby, yes, baby, please, baby, please listen.
Mars
listening for the monkey. They just
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome into the panel, all the way from Arkansas, Mississippi, and across over there to the other state, the state of Atlanta, and then the state of Chicago, and the city of Georgia. We got Alexis from Texas.
The city of Georgia.
State of Atlanta and the city of Georgia.
State of Georgia.
All right. My computer.
Lexus, you from Texas for real? Like Lexus, you in Texas for real?
Is y'all StreamYard working?
Yeah.
Y'all can see Alexis? Oh, there she goes.
Yeah.
My computer giving problems.
since Texas is here, I just want to make sure I want you to be comfortable on this panel, Sister Alexis from Texas. So this is for you. The stars at night are big and bright, deep in the.
And ran
You
off.
just broke her, DL. You just broke her. She just
And
joined.
She's like,
You just ran her out. And I'm going to clap with you like I got good sense.
right.
I
Oh,
tell
wow.
you, boy, the stuff people make you do. It's ridiculous.
That was tragic.
You done ran off. You done ran off the panel.
Hopefully Alexa will come back. You know,
If you'd have been
She be
listening,
back.
I was listening, so I came in right on cue, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, I was simp
Don't do
listening.
that.
Shout out to World Class. I was simp listening.
yeah, let me start with Mandrell. Mandrell, what you got on this?
Which one?
Pick one. You pick one of the easy ones, you can pick one of the ugly ones.
Remind me of the ugly ones.
Narcissistic listening, insensitive listening, and interrupting.
I'll take
I say all the time.
I'll take insensitive. Yeah, they all there's overlap between all three of those.
Definitely.
So and a lot of it.
Yeah.
So that's where the confusion comes in on my part, because how do you parse out the three? But I mean, you can. So let's just go with it. I'll take the talking over people for 600. For 600, Alex. Yeah. Now,
Maybe don't.
yeah, don't do that. I like to have. I don't know which one category this falls into, but when you're talking, I see this a lot on these panels too. Like, I think it's just a human thing, like in communication, where it seems like one person is, like you said, the double dutch waiting to get in there, but they also go to the end of the point. You know what I'm saying? Like they assume they know where the person's going with it, but then, we come to find out, because I've been in conversations like that with people. They're like, "Yeah, you're gonna go here, you're gonna go there," and this. I'm like, "No, that's not exactly. That's not at all where I was going with it." And it's what category does that fit under?
Let's say it. I'll put that one under selective listening. I'll probably say, because
Okay,
you heard what you heard, and then that's the answer right there. But
Yeah,
also,
I mean,
if you
I
interrupt
think
them, you're gonna shut them. You're gonna cut them off. Once you heard what you wanted to hear, end up cutting them off and then just speaking right on. So I guess it could qualify under a few of them.
Right. I just say wait your turn and really digest what's being said. That's my solution to it. If you ask me what my solution is, I mean, what's your question, honestly?
No, I just want to see what you had to say about it.
Oh, I mean, what else am I going to say about it? It's terrible. You shouldn't do it. We all do it, though. We're all human.
Yeah.
So we're all victim to it. But I think the key difference is in people who
Victimized.
to people on one extreme, people who are victims and claim, that sucks. You shouldn't do that to me. You're being mean, Mantrell. And the other people like myself is like, all right, this person can't communicate. I just won't talk to them anymore. So, I mean, that's just what I think of it. People who can't communicate, which is the vast majority of people, I think Dusto, you and I agree on that. The vast majority of people just don't know how to communicate. Your tone matters. Everything matters except for the point. And no one gets the message. They get everything else from what's being said in the conversation, but they never get the message. But then when you tell them the message, they bypass right past it. Yeah, but, and then they go back to something that you said that they didn't like. No, what you didn't like does not matter. That's not the big picture. That's not the point. Let's address the point. No. That's I categorize that kind of behavior as victim listening as well.
Yeah,
Like
I'm gonna go. After listening is gonna come speaking.
Yeah,
I'm gonna get into some shady stuff over there too.
I was just about to touch on that. That's why I kind of raised my hand, because I hear y'all saying, and he said, Dusto, you would agree that the vast majority of people don't know how to listen. Is that the case, or is there a great majority of people collectively don't know how to communicate or listen for that matter? Because you have many people who long stroke, or who have a hard time articulating their thoughts, or who truly don't know how to engage in conversation. Therefore, it's hard for somebody to follow what they're saying. And so, being able to listen to somebody, you got to be able to articulate, what you got going too. Crucial conversations is important. And so, and I have to bring it back to what Mr. Bennett said earlier, is engaging in a conversation and kind of starting the conversation off with pretty much almost a synopsis of, hey, I kind of wanted to talk to you about XYZ. And so this is what I feel about this, or this, and this is why for this point, that point, or that, or the other point, but when people have a hard time communicating or articulating, hey, I'm coming to you to have a conversation about this, but you talk about, hey, the river passed so-and-so, and that tree third left on the corner, all of that, but I said all that to say, when you stepped on my toe, you know what I'm saying? I ain't like it.
Yeah, I can reply. I put it this way.
You wanted me to listen to what?
Sometimes people with long stroke get lost in their own story.
And this is where you left me at. You left me at that damn tree because I was thinking about the flower bed was beside it. So yeah, I'm going back to the hold up, because when we was at the tree, you know what I'm saying? This is where we at. So how you expect, like, sometimes it's hard for people to actively listen or to engage in a conversation when you truly just don't know where it's going. So asking those clarifying questions, okay, so all right, help me understand why we're talking about the tree when truly you're bothered by me stepping on your toe. So
that is the exact solution, is asking more questions.
Yeah, but then the person at that point is frustrated because now you're not a good listener, because they were expecting you to understand where they were going in the park to get back to the dance 3 weeks ago when you stepped on the toe.
How dare you not understand my crazy? You know what I mean? How dare you?
I'll put it this way. If all of the people are bad listeners and don't listen, that means the person is a bad speaker. If I talk to 9 people on the panel and all of them, I'm like, man, these people don't listen. All of them.
So I just want us to be careful when we're saying things like the vast majority of people don't listen, or don't know how to listen. I mean,
oh no, I'm saying they don't know how to communicate. We all do.
What we're really looking at.
Yeah, but listening is a part of communicating.
Yeah, it's a part of it. We also. My point is. Hold
on. One second. This is because black man wants us to listen to something right now. Black man said, if y'all want a commercial break, go ahead and send in that super chat. He's standing by with the fire. If y'all want to go ahead and bless with a super chat or a cash app scrolling below.
I saw Grandma Willa name. What's up with Grandma Willa?
Yeah, and Grandma Willa, he's like, what was the one with Grandma Willa? It's not what you say, but how you say it. And that's Grandma Willa as Black Man Unfiltered. So I just want to get that one quick little message in there. Oh, Lex is back. I ain't gonna say nothing.
What's up, Alexis? Before Alexis,
y'all enjoying the conversation, hit the super chat, hit the like button, go ahead and hit the cash app, go ahead and bless us.
But unfortunately, no one said we have until we receive a super chat. We'll be entertained by the tunes of Dusto.
Please, somebody send a super chat right now.
Stop this
shit.
Shut the fuck up.
Everybody that's listening, if you value,
this grown ass man got a recorder.
But I'm about to say the same thing. I'm like, what's more frightening, the fact that he did that, or the fact that he owns a recorder?
This grown ass man got a recorder.
He owns a recorder.
I haven't seen one of those since 4th grade.
That's what I'm saying. Like he honestly, and it's to the point where he can just reach over and grab it.
Hey, they teach you on that before they give you a real wood instrument.
Right.
So look,
like, he owns a grown man owns a recorder in his house.
Internet.
So look, I ran off Sister Alexa with my Texas song, then Dusto run her off with the recorder. I don't think she's gonna come back, y'all.
We can't win for losing.
We can't. There she go. Sister Alexis, welcome back. We got to hear from you, sis. I know you got a lot to say about this communication thing, girl. Go ahead. Let's hear what you got to say.
Look, speaking of communication, I'm out here living in the backwoods of Texas. Got my internet acting up. I had to get out, come back, get out, come back. So I think I'm gonna call Spectrum in the morning. But now, but I was hearing what y'all was saying earlier, and when you made the point about speaking to or communicating with the person, saying what you want. I saw my mom do that with my dad, and I didn't understand it till I got older. Like I remember hearing like my mom would be in the kitchen and my dad would be in there, and she's like, "I'm saying this because I just want you to listen." And then I would go away because I was doing my own little thing. But
Oh,
That was your mama.
Wait. Please send cash apps and super chats so we can help her out and afford some better Wi-Fi.
getting some better spectrum.
Right.
Internet.
Please forgive.
Yeah, let's help. We're gonna make donations. We're gonna help her out.
Say she from Texas, but her internet from Mexico.
Man, look.
I'm just saying.
Look, that's so funny.
Man.
That's so fun. Hey, listen, look, sis is so deep in the Texas woods, man. I'm like, she in Texas, but she in 1986 Texas. She's so deep in the woods.
Damn.
Nah, man.
Spectrum is trash, though. I swear. I have Spectrum, and literally, it goes out on a more than I would like. So go ahead.
There's not enough towers.
We were listening to you, Alexa, and you say your mama used to have these conversations with your dad, and then you would walk away because you was doing your own thing. Now pick up right there where you left off.
You got mad.
And I would assume, and look, she on it. That's communication. Thank you. I appreciate that. But yeah, and I would assume she did the same thing as far as when she wanted him to comment. So I did that, and I not only do I do that in my relationship, I would do that when I'm talking to other people. Like, hey, here's this conversation. I'm saying this because, I'm saying this because I want you to do this, or when I responded this way, this is what I was hoping to get out of it. So communication.
No, here's the thing. Question: did she accept? No, okay. Because I remember my mom doing the same thing to my dad a couple of times. But my question is, ladies, when you guys describe things like that to us, do you ever factor into that equation that, I mean, we're all different and the guy's going to receive things how he receives it? You know what I'm saying? Because...
Yeah, we talked about that earlier. That was one of the points somebody made earlier, is the fact that sometimes people receive information differently. But that goes back to having those crucial conversations initially to kind of gauge one another and see how you communicate, what works best for you. And so embarking upon a relationship,
right.
Embarking upon a relationship. I can't stand the word class.
Rotary internet.
Wow.
Internet.
Yeah. He actually spelled it too. He spelled internet. Listen, look.
World class. World class. Did it go like this?
Don't feel bad.
Rotary internet.
Rolling that thing.
I'm mad he actually spelled internet. I mean, anybody else? That's hilarious, though.
That's what it is. That's that internet. That ain't no internet.
Yeah, that's not internet. That's internet.
About it. There's
that's internet.
About it. It's internet. But excuse me. But having those conversations to kind of gauge, it's just like figuring out each other's love language. How do y'all communicate individually, and what works best for y'all? Those are conversations that you should be having in those initial stages of relationship. There you go. So how? Please forgive me. I have to see where Alexa's at. She gonna have to come over here and get this chair beside me. We're gonna sit like this.
Trees blocking
Please forgive me.
That rotary internet.
Y'all gotta stop.
Hey, look, them trees like, no.
Don't help that the weather a little bad too. We got this freezing kind of drizzling rain going too. What? We can hang it up. I hope mine. I was praying yesterday. Mine went out today. It didn't though.
Oh man.
But yeah, I ain't want to work.
Oh my goodness.
But yeah, but having those conversations are definitely helpful to kind of see what will it take for you to receive the information? And so if you know you're with somebody who's highly emotional, and you know having an emotional conversation is difficult for them, how do you articulate how you feel to that individual, and then breaking it down in bite-sized pieces? And then also, a lot of times we as women fail when we know our guy is upset, or we know what buttons we can push. We use that to our advantage, or we approach a situation knowing that it's already a high stress situation, and then you want to try to have an emotional conversation during one of those times. But getting to know your partner helps, so you can know when to engage in those conversations. So um yeah, I think it's to your
Yeah.
point. Yeah, how
But-
is the person going to receive it?
Yeah, what I'm saying
who
is,
that person is.
what I'm asking is, like, because here's something I've been practicing, like factoring
Why
in how that
JT,
person.
your eyebrows gonna go up?
No, my thing is, here's the one thing I've been practicing personally, is factoring in how that person receives the information before I speak. You know what I'm saying? And again, working on it, but it causes, you know what I'm saying? But I mean, does anyone else ever try to do that before you speak to that person? You know what I'm
I
saying?
do.
Like,
Yes.
Very much so.
okay.
Actually,
It goes back to what's the high stress situation, and then sometimes there's already tension or an elephant in the room. Do you
Right.
really want to approach that person then, or do it's almost like it goes back to the double dutch scam, like we were talking about earlier. Like when not so much as you're ready to jump in, it's like almost, am I ready to have this conversation? Oh shit, nope, you just came through the room. It don't look like I want
Queen,
to.
Queen
yeah,
Smiley,
it's
you
true.
did.
Well, go ahead, JT. Go ahead, JT.
Queen Smiley, you did bring up a good point though, because it is the other side of the receiver also, right?
Mm-hmm.
Simplicity is the key. Being long-winded.
Speak plain. Just speak plain.
When you're long-winded, a lot of times it's because you don't even know what the hell you're talking about either. So you trying to work it out in your head while you trying to get them to understand some shit you don't even understand. So it gets right.
There's two sides of it. But go ahead.
But we're all human, so even what happens is that we get frustrated, and it you add all these other elements to it. That's when somebody be like, man, get to the damn point then, or they cut you off, or all these different things that happen. So yeah.
Some people cut you off before you even get started, JT. You see these panels.
I know.
You see these panels and the way people communicate, man.
Before
Before you even get started,
relationships, though, we talking about
in relation.
YouTube is a different beast on its own. YouTube is
right, but we met people. We've all. I think that we've all met people. Well, most of us have met people in real life.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Who like you can't get a word in edgewise. You're like, hey, so how's it? Well, I got my car and I got my oil change. I'm like, and then they stop. So you're like, cool. I'm about to, we'll see. And before you even get 3 words out, they're already interjected into the conversation. It's crazy.
Have you guys ever been irritated with somebody when you're talking and they go, and they do all of these damn ad libs while you're talking, and like what you were saying, Dusto, know that you're not listening to you because they doing all the ad libs. They just be like, yeah, yeah, because they're trying to get, they're thinking about what they're trying to think. They're trying to get out because they're just waiting for you to finish.
Aggressive. Yeah, they're waiting to slam. But here's the deal, though. Man, Drill, here's the deal. 2 things. Number 1, best communicator take all. That just is what it is. Somebody else who ain't you or ain't me, it might be DL, takes all. He knows how to listen and communicate better. He doesn't have these problems with that same person. That is a fact. There's some people, they don't go to you to ask their problems, but they ask the same person all the time. Their phone ringing all the time because that's the person that people want to talk to or people want to listen to. That's how it works. Some people still are at 9s and 10s. Some people, they're 3s and 4s, and they got to do the work.
Right. And the thing is, me, when I first got out the army, my communication was hit with a brick, but not in the worst way. Like I listen and I get my point out, but I get right to the point. You know what I'm saying? Like I would get right to the point. I wouldn't explain shit. I'll just ask you a question and move on.
You overdo it now.
Yeah, well, because people don't tend to
They ask you how
understand.
you doing. They ask you how you doing. You be like, I'm cool.
No, speech is next.
Well, I mean, that's kind of
He overdo the
Before
damn
you go to
simplicity.
when they finish
You
that,
know,
so I
speech
got
is
something
next,
I want
right?
to say.
Go ahead.
I'm gonna wait till they finish. You know.
No, go ahead. You're good.
So it was a good point that y'all just made me think about, you and Mandrell, as y'all were talking. And you mentioned you can have a conversation with one person and the conversation is trash, but then that same person have a conversation with somebody else and it's a total effective conversation, right? Same thing in relationships, you know. Oftentimes we spin our wheels with individuals in which we hope or think, you know, something will come to fruition, right? We think that that's somebody we can probably have something to, and then it don't work out. And what's the first thing we say as men and women? Oh, that person ain't it. They were trash. They were this. They were that. They were sorry. They're not a wife. They're not a husband. They're not this. Blah, 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 right? Same thing in regards to communication. You know, somebody else's trash is somebody else's treasure. Their relationship may not was fruitful for you. However, don't mean that they won't find somebody else and totally have a different relationship in a total different style communication and even lifestyle with somebody else that just wasn't your person. So I wish we as people would stop getting hung up on individuals trying to make trying to put our perspective on a certain individual for all men and all women, to say all women ain't shit because I dated Keisha and Bonquisha and them booger woods wasn't nothing because this is what they did to me, XYZ. You know, now you put that on everybody else when Bonquisha and Pookie wasn't for you. You
You
know,
was wrong anyway for dating somebody named Bonquisha.
so, you know, and
Red
that's part
flag
of the
right there.
problem. Oh, let's not talk about Ray Ray and Raw Dog Ronnie. Okay. Stop
Right.
talking about Raw Dog and rawed you out and did XYZ. And now here it is. Ronan is not a good perspective. And Ronan, I'm not saying that you're none because I don't know what your situation is. So if Ronan girl out there, wife listening, don't play with me because you up. I'm just using him as an example. Okay. And so that don't mean Ronan or JT wouldn't be a good perspective because Bonquisha them said that they was dogs and they wasn't nothing. You know, they was with Bonquisha. And just because they didn't work out for Bonquisha don't mean that they ain't gonna work out for Beautifully Animated. You know what I'm saying?
I just like to say that I met Bonquisha. She was all right. You know what I'm saying? She was cool as a friend.
Say she was all right. I know Brother Ronan wanted to say something, man. I know you got your
Ronan
hand
had
up.
something,
You
but
said
that
glitter
was a
didn't
good
toes
point. Y'all
ain't
made
shit.
me think about
I'll go
that.
after Ronan if I can.
It speaks to your point, Queen. It's like a lot of us, we're either courting or we have a relationship either with our trauma or the idea what this person's supposed to be to us, rather than the individual that is really right in front of us in real time. That's where we get screwed up for the most part. That's where the communication sucks, because you're talking to the idea, and the real person like, I ain't that. This is who I am. I'm an asshole.
We need a please on that. We need white real quick on that one.
That's different.
Right. And I know Brother Bennett had something he wanted to say.
Yeah, I wanted to speak to the point about eavesdropping. I think in this day and time, I take that off the table. I think there's very few things that are considered. This is what we grew up. This is what eavesdropping was, right? Y'all remember this thing right here?
When you had 3 phones in the house, you had 3 of them in the house.
This was eavesdropping. You had to hold this down, and then you pick up the phone, but you're holding the button down,
and you have to slide your finger off.
Yeah. So your finger's on here. That was eavesdropping. But if you want to put
you better not have somebody walking on you.
Yes, exactly. That's eavesdropping. Now, if you want to just bring your business into the mall or the store, it's like now, as they say, it's like with the Wi-Fi. You go to the public place with your Wi-Fi. They say you shouldn't be on it unless you got a VPN service or something like that on your phone or your computer. Otherwise, you get hacked. If you get hacked, that's on you. So if you're going to bring your business into places, acting up in the stores or whatever, or all your business and conversation, then anything that happens after that, I don't consider that eavesdropping. Or if I'm not supposed to be privy to this conversation, then take your conversation elsewhere. But I'm not owning that one.
It's like when you got these it's like when you got these celebrities putting their business out there in the public, but then get upset when people comment on it.
That's
like you got Gabrielle Union and her husband, and they're putting all that out in the street, and get pissed off that Boosie had a comment on it. And I
Or
mean,
they
why
say
you
It was
mad? You put it
nobody's
out there.
business.
It was nobody's business to begin
Nobody's
with.
business.
You put it out there.
And then they want to say things like, "Oh, can y'all just respect our privacy?" No.
Yeah. Dwayne Wade.
And
If
that's
Dwayne
it.
Wade almost got into a fight with a teammate because she put some pictures out there and he just said, you know, what a man would say to it or whatever, and he almost gets into a fight. You talk about my wife. Well, wait a minute. You put your wife's bikini pictures out there. What am I supposed to say?
Right.
So,
Yeah, your wife bikini pictures out there, people in the public, they're gonna talk. And you gotta you gotta deal with it. So I mean, he should have talked to his wife about taking the bikini pictures down.
Yeah. Well, then you look at someone like Russell Wilson, who actually takes the pictures. You know, what I mean,
if he's okay with it, now that's a different story. He's okay if he's okay with it. There's no issue.
He ain't okay with that. Bro.
Then why is he taking the pictures? Why is he taking the pictures then?
Yeah, hold on. I think he's okay with it because
ladies and gentlemen, can we get a pause for a minute? Can we welcome back Lady Navoa?
All right.
Yeah, black man.
Oh, where you been, girl?
Let's get something for a welcome back for Lady Navoa.
Good to see you, sis. What's going on? You know what I mean? Fire.
Y'all hit the like button too. You haven't already.
Like and share, y'all. Fire.
Yeah. I'm gonna go back to JT. Then I'm gonna move on to the next topic. Close us out, JT. Then I'm gonna get to some more ugly, funny stuff.
Okay, so yeah, man. I think we hit that nail right on in that wood right there, man. When I don't really have a lot more to say about that.
I wanted to say something. A lot of people will say what their problem is. I heard you. I heard you. Hearing is a sense. Everybody's hearing, unless you're deaf, everybody hears something. It doesn't mean you're listening, therefore processing what you heard. All these sounds around here and stuff like that, people hear, yeah. So are you listening? So just to say that you heard a person doesn't mean you were listening. And that's part of the problem. And they say it so defensively. I heard you.
Wait, listening to Coltrane. You don't hear him. You don't hear Coltrane.
My question to that is, and it kind of links back to one of my points I made earlier. Now, if they actually did hear you and processed it, does the tone matter, or does the fact that they heard you?
Tone is a part of communication.
Mandrell, hold that thought. The next topic is speaking.
Okay.
Okay.
Hold on a minute.
Everybody trying to brace themselves for this next topic.
Look, and Dustin over there rubbing his hands together.
And actually, I'm gonna start light. I'm gonna start with the positive first. Then we're gonna get to the dust. I'm speaking. But to start, let's be real. The best listeners and best speakers, winner take all. Best communicator take all. It is what it is. We all know that. Unless they're like, they got to be real ugly. But even then, they still take all. But Speaking. Let's be real. How you talk to people, what you say, how you say it, what's being said. All those things do matter because
Right.
people. There's implied message, there's received message, and then there's the real message. There are three different messages that can go in at the same time, and they could be three. A person can hear 1, 2, or 3. 0, 1, 2, or 3 of those things. If they hear 0, you got a problem. But
You
number
said it was
one,
implied, received, and what other message?
right, and implied. That means you had good intentions, you said something. So they got
No,
what
it
you
was
said.
3 things you said. You said implied, received, and something else.
Received and the real thing being said.
Okay.
Mm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Number one, say something that connects with the audience. This is sales 101. This is where it's like, well, I said it and they didn't get it, but then that person said something and they heard it. They knew how to connect. They connected with the person, however, and the message went through. It could be a relationship. It could be tone. They just look better than you. It could be they listened first, then they delivered it. That was how they made a connection. But connection first with the audience. Number two, connect with emotion. People sense energy.
Yeah.
If you're a sleazy car salesman and they see dollar signs in your eyes, they don't trust you. They ain't buying nothing. But that other person connection, they can, and you feel like they actually feel what you're saying. There's a connection. That's how you sell to women. But number three, tell the audience how good they are. Meaning, speak with positivity. It's too much negativity just floating around, like everything negative, or the energy is negative, even if it's a good message. Speak with positivity. People literally need positivity. Bleeding for it. Number four, link back to your opening during your speech. Just like if you're talking, go back and it's more like you're talking to somebody, make sure you're on track of what it is that you're talking about. Bring them back to why, the purpose, keeps you from just being all over the place. And then they tune you out.
Yeah, you really want to ground what you're saying.
Yeah, like if we're talking about I don't know, eating grapes. Next thing you know, we come up dancing in the club and we, get back to the grapes. Link it back into eating grapes. Eat the grapes in the club. But get back to what we're supposed to be talking about.
Put the grapes into one.
Yeah. Grapes. Number 5 is relate to their self-interest. It ain't about you.
Yeah.
DL's telling me he got a financial problem, and I'm out here telling him about to get these new rims. He's calling with a financial problem. Well, I'm talking about how good everything. I'm talking about this over here.
Right.
Or Paul Bennett just realized that he's not good looking. He just found out last week. He's telling me, man, I was good looking, man. And I'm up here telling him, man, them dubs on my Jeep, man, dude, I'm gonna get that ice in my mouth. He called me to talk about something that he's in, or it's just regular conversation. It don't got to be something bad. He's talking about sports. And I ain't listening. I'm talking about going to the club.
About them skeezers.
I ain't listening. I'm talking about something. He's talking this, and I'm talking about that. And he's talking this, and I'm talking about that over there. We off track. That means number one goes all the way back to listening. I'm not. And I'm just talking about what I want to talk about.
Right.
And number 6, my favorite, entertain with stories and jokes. Stories connect. You actually, this is actors and comedians. DL, I know, can speak on this. And DL, later, I'm gonna let you get some fire on when you connected it to relationships. But entertainers know you got to connect like setting them up for the punchline. Or if Shamira was here, she could talk about how you tie in, get buy-in from the characters. I had a friend who was a listener, number one. Thing was, he didn't know nothing. He was a knucklehead. But if I was ever going through something, the first person I called was him. Because a lot of time it took me forever to figure this out about listening, about the people just want to be heard, and the people, they don't want you to solve the problem. The problem is they feel one way and they want to feel a different way right now. Is why they might have called you. Listen to them. And if you can be entertaining, crack a joke, you have to smile when you laugh. It's mandatory. But it changes somebody's whole mood. I could call this dude, tell him anything. He could tell me a funny story or something happened, or a scenario or something, or put himself into the picture with some kind of story. Next thing you know, I'm laughing and at the time forgot what I was mad about. Or at least for a period of time, I got some joy and I'm feeling decent and can crack a joke and I'm good.
Yeah.
At least for that period of time. That is very valuable. But stories and jokes. Y'all think trolling is just about cracking jokes. No. Trolling initiates conversation. It numbs people. It opens them up to thinking a certain way. Because a lot of times they heard stuff the same way, the same thing. Modern women won't submit. We want 50-50. The wigs. Something way different. They start laughing. Open microphone. They want to hear what you got to say. I'll start with Mandrell. What you got?
I agree.
Is it?
That's what I'm talking. That's the shit I was talking about right there.
Mandrell wasn't listening. That's the problem women got right there.
That's it right there. That's it.
That's right there.
He said Jesus wept.
No, I mean, you know,
they prayed.
No, he was long stroking, so I was miles away. What's your question?
Not long stroking. That's why you missed it. You weren't listening.
Active listening.
Uh-huh.
Oh my gosh.
He said Jesus wept.
I get no. Here's the thing. No. Here's the thing.
Everybody is solid and drop down the points in the back.
No, here's the thing. Here's the thing. I get his point. The point, the one that I related to, and was when he was talking about there's some people he goes to for some stuff and other people he goes to for others. The friend of yours who's a knucklehead didn't know anything, but you could talk to him and he would listen, right? I relate to that because I've got people like that. And my style of communication, it works for some people and some people it doesn't. Like I have a mentee, it works for him. You know what I'm saying? It works fantastically for him. He gets it and he swings into action. Other people, they scratch their head just like you people on the panel. What? Yeah, and then you have that. Yeah, then you have that, you know, but it's a fact, dude. There's some people I go to for certain things, and other people, like my mama. Nope. There's some shit I'm just not talking to her about. My sister, on the other hand, I can talk to her in Mandrell, and she's fluent in Mandrell. But she speaks to me in Shushu. I get that, you know what I'm saying? Like, and that's one person I can talk to about literally anything on the planet, and don't feel like I'm being judged or looked at in a different way or seen as different or seen as not black enough. You know what I'm saying? So I can just talk to her. Other people, the guard's always up. Keep your hands up at all, protect yourself at all times. Everybody else.
I know that's right.
Hey, DL. I'm going to go to DL, then I'm going to go to him. I know you're in the entertainment business. I want to hear what you got to say.
I mean, those two, I mean, that's way different. Like what we do on stage, you know, compared to what we talking about now is just, you know, light years apart. But, you know what I mean? You gotta have the right folks with you. Like you get men, I don't know, I can't really speak for women, but men, you gotta have your tribe, your crew, your clan. You know what I'm saying? Like you gotta have your dudes. It's just a handful of them that you know you can talk to, know they're gonna listen to you and they're gonna be there for you. But women, it's like women need a little bit more. I think maybe that's why it's so difficult for men and women to communicate at times because of the emotional situation that can arise. Because I'm with Brother Hank. If you get too emotional to me, I'm gone. You know what I mean? If you long stroking, like you going all through the park into the trees and in the woods and back, I'm gone. I ain't got time for all that. You know what I mean? And no, I'm not, just simply because we getting to know each other doesn't mean I got to understand you're crazy. I need you to understand that I'm expecting you to tell me exactly what's wrong with you. We grown ups. You know, I mean, it was different when we were kids. And maybe that's the thing too. Our communication skills grow with us, right? Or don't grow with us. Is that a thing?
For sure.
Yeah.
Mine are definitely improving.
Within your same childhood group. If you're not expanding, if you're not getting into different rooms where different conversations are necessary, if you're not, it's like anything else, it's a skill. So if you need to get around different people, different ethnicities, different socioeconomic classes or whatnot, so you kind of see how that works. So yeah, but if you're going to stay with your boys from the block, then you may run into problems later on because those might not be there all the time.
And the conversation would definitely be limited.
Yeah, and also to Mr. Bennett's point, like when you're in certain rooms with certain people, they talk like that whole DL can concur with this. They talk completely different. The conversation's different, the vocabulary is different, but then like that becomes habit, and when that becomes habit, you come to another room with some other people who aren't there, and you can't. It just doesn't work. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't work. You have to switch. You have to switch it up. And so you have to know your. So when it comes to the performance, like it does translate, in my opinion, DL. You have to know your audience.
Well, but like I said, it's a different word. Like you're listening and you're watching for different reasons. You know what I mean? Whereas when you're dealing with someone on a real level, it's more intimate when you're dealing with young people. When I'm on stage, it ain't intimate at all. I'm sitting there, I'm grabbing. I might have heard somebody say something in the hallway prior to the show, and I want to use it because it's gonna give me some shock value, or I might get a shocking look out of someone, and then I can roll that into some more crowd work. It's like a completely different thing. Sister Lucchese, she has a point there. There's also the over communication concept. Sometimes too much talking is overwhelming for men. Gotta agree with that.
That was the point I said earlier. Women do the dump. We do that massive dump.
Private as well as public speaking. I mean, if I was going to add something to this list that you dropped, you got to know how to close it.
Thank you.
Too many people have 5 finales, or 5 last point, or one more.
Let me say this before I go.
And there's 5 of those, so it's like
This is my last thing.
Yeah, this is the last thing I'm gonna say, and this time I'm gonna
go. Yeah, and another thing.
But yeah, real quick though. Last time. Okay.
Well,
you know what I'm saying? And on my way out, I just want y'all to know, because before I close the door,
we have stuff like that. I refer to those.
Let me finish, and I'm gonna land this plane. Let me finish, and I'm gonna land this plane.
Yeah.
And brother Ronnie, what were you saying?
No, what I'm saying is, like, when they start doing stuff like that, I use it as emotional passport stamps. Like, look, look, just get to the destination. Let's get to the Uber. Let's keep moving.
Yeah.
Not this whole let's stop here to get a layover in this conversation. Let's get back over. I just went one way, just one motherfucking way. I took 2 bags. I don't need no extra shit.
Let me hey Hank, what you got?
I want to. Okay, go ahead.
Hank
got another show.
Yeah, he got another show. Are you here? Yeah, what you got, brother Hank?
I had to do one more thing on this. I'm about to land this plane. I'm gonna land it real tough. But man, yeah, with the communication thing, it's really important. It's really important, not only with your significant other, but man, with your kids.
Oh yeah.
What you're displaying is what they're going to see and what they're going to learn and what they're going to end up, one day actually practicing. So you definitely want to try your best to be a good communicator, not only with your significant other, but your kids too, because it's going to definitely be handed down to the next generation. So
I agree with that as well.
Mm-hmm.
Who is that? Alexis from Texas.
That is.
She's like, I agree. I don't want to talk too loud. They're gonna cut me off again.
Please forgive me.
I did have a question for the ladies. Generally,
Go ahead, brother Bennett.
do you find it easier communicating with women or with men? I know women who are absolutely like they hate talking to women. It's just the point doesn't get across. They'd much rather have a conversation with a man, especially if they're trying to get to the bottom of something. So how does that work with y'all? Do y'all see yourselves in that situation or not?
I can't stand that half a hey girl.
That's Bonquisha. That's how I be treating Bonquisha. Oh, she got on my nerves. Girl, I like that hair.
I communicate to be social, but it's like I'm not gonna give them something I'm not gonna give them something that can hurt me or whatever, because they trifling.
I'll let Alexis go and then I'll go last.
Beautiful animated say, I feed them with a long handle spoon.
That's it.
Yeah, but hold on, Sister Alexis. Though, what do you have a preference? Like, do you prefer communicating with men over women, or vice versa?
I think, depending on what I'm trying to get across, it just depends. When I'm talking in my business, as far as at my workplace, it's easier to communicate with men because of what I do. As far as it's like, there's no gray area. It's black and white. So with men, it's easy to be like, oh, this, and this. That's it. I work in medical administration. I process referrals right now, and it comes to a situation where it's like, okay, I mean, you have insurance, we accept this insurance, you have HMO, you have a PPO. The HMO, you got to get authorization, the PPO, you don't. And it's clear, cut and dry, and then I'm talking to somebody in the clinic that's a female, and I'm telling them this, like, hey, and they're like, oh, well, the patient is not understanding because you're not explaining it to them. Like, and I worked at customer service for 12 years, and so it just depends on, one thing that I learned when I worked at customer service, when I was talking to female customers, and sometimes they get on the phone and they tell you all their business, and Jimmy downstairs, she had to get her mail because he did. And then I'd be like, well, ma'am, it was a pleasure speaking with you. You could, Joe get on the phone. I tell Joe, hey, you got an HMO, you need to get authorization. Also, Joe, in the future, if you would like to invest into getting a PPO, that'll do you some good. Joe was like, okay, thank you, Alexis. All right, have a good day. If I'm talking to her, she's like, well, what's the HMO? Wait a minute. I got to go into every little thing. So I think it just depends on the situation. If we want to be girly and talk some stuff about, how that pink is not really a pink, it's a coral, then I'll sit there and talk with you about that. But
hey, it matters.
I just think it depends on the conversation and where you're at. So
yeah. And so I can definitely agree with both Beautifully Animated and Alexa on both of those points. Sometimes you feed some people some information, but that's all people. You treat them. You kind of handle some people with a long handle spoon, depending on who they show themselves to be. But it goes back to having your village that surrounds you, and that's where you'll be most comfortable having a conversation. In some cases, it's a man. In some cases, it's a woman. Not many women are fortunate enough to have guy friends who are close enough to them that don't want to get the draws, where they can have a candid conversation about situations and stuff. And so most oftentimes we just don't have that option to speak freely with a man, and they not having an ulterior motive. So if some women are out there and they're able to do that, then kudos to you. You consider yourself blessed. I'm blessed because I got brothers, and I got some really close brothers at arms that I've been friends with, some of them since high school. And so we're able to have some conversations, but not so many conversations that are truly in depth. So
There you go.
bull crap. All right. So
No, brother black man's for real. There's no such thing as woman having
he
male
can
friends.
say
You
that
just
all
need
day
that long
long.
handle spoon, girl. You just need that
Look,
unguard.
here's
You
the
gotta
thing.
pack them
He
off.
got a cousin. He got a cousin. We've been friends since high school, and black man know who it is. And so I know the whole family, the wife, you name it, and we all know each other's husbands, ex-wives, and all that other good stuff. That's my dog.
Well, if
Black
those
man, and you ain't my
qualifications,
friend.
if those
Black man, you ain't my
qualifications didn't check
friend.
out, he was gonna get beat up.
Right?
Black man, you ain't my friend then, because guess what? Me and you go way
Black
back,
man,
and I'll put
you
somebody in a
male,
chokehold over you. And I
you
can go talk,
male.
I can have any kind of conversation with him. So at
Dangerous.
this point, you're no longer my friend.
Mm,
Okay. You getting X'd
mm.
out of the village and off the island.
Ooh,
Okay. Coming in here.
ooh,
Don't sister me
Now,
here.
now you look.
No.
ooh.
Mm-mm.
I actually do have a few female friends.
And so,
Um,
but that's the reality. Some people are blessed to be able to do that, and others are
Yeah,
just not. And so you have to have that village that truly is a true village with no ulterior motives. And oftentimes we don't have that liberty. So for the answer to the question, do women feel more comfortable talking to women? Most oftentimes, no. Mainly because women have
they
ulterior
petty.
motives too. And so off in this culture right now, I'll say no.
Right.
However, you can find some women who are more mature, which is why many of my friends are older than me, because I can go. They've lived, they've experienced lives. Most of them are married, and the ones that's not married, they can honestly tell me where they fucked up. And I can say where I can take ownership, and they hold me accountable, and I hold them accountable in
That's
those same areas. And so, if you're not making friends who are holding you accountable, who are positively lifting up your spirit, who are actually listening to the communicating and kind of giving you the same feedback and all that, then ain't no point in having them. But what I do want to say, in all of that, I want to also go back to Dusto's list. And y'all were talking about the entertainment industry and how you can kind of use that in personal situations, but you honestly can, because practice make perfect, right? And being able to engage an audience, to be able to connect with people emotionally, to be able to give them some type of story for them to refer to, whether it's a joke or not. Uh, it's effective. And pastors do it all the time, entertainers do it all the time, but you can also do it in communicating. Teachers and trainers do it. I'm a trainer. I was a trainer. I still train in HR. I train my
Mhm.
departments all the time, and I have to do that very same thing. Connect with them. Hiring is emotional. More oftentimes than not. So hiring managers are pissed because the applicant pool is trash. When they say we're not allowing them to use their money the way they see fit, but we don't manage budgets. So having to have those conversations for them to make a conscious decision to where they're not throwing off the equity within the department, so they have to answer for it later. So it's a whole lot that comes into it, and it's very emotional and high stress, right? So these are some of the things I have to do to articulate, hey, in making this decision, let's get to a place where I'm not saying no, but this is how we can move forward, and this is what'll be more successful or beneficial for you in the long run. And I
Yeah.
use a lot of these points to do that. Even in speaking to my kids, it's a heat point. Having a conversation with them where I'm saying, hey, here's my point. I really want you to see this for your future. Here's why, you know. And I see that's how you feel about that. But let me bring you back to why we're having this conversation. And here's a time where I know somebody that went through XYZ, or here's a story that can relate to this situation. Man, can you believe this happened? Ha 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 ha. We laughing about it. So these things work, and practice makes perfect. It's
But
effective communication.
to DL's point, stand-up comedians, their sole purpose is to
So
make people
different.
laugh.
Yeah. Got
So
it.
it's a different type of that's why you got so many different types of comedians.
Totally
They have
understand.
the formula is a whole different type of formula. But what I can say is this: analogies, they're very good. That's why it was told to me,
come up with that.
read books, read something, look outside of where you are at, look at documentaries, look at things that are on the outside, because when you can get a analogy that can connect to somebody, man, that's something different.
That goes back to
Something different.
Dusto's full list.
Yeah.
Connecting to the audience, connecting to the emotions, positive, going back to the opening, relating to the interest that they have within it, and then telling that analogy, that story. That's
Yeah.
everything in Dusto's point. So I get it. Comedy is different because it's for laughter. It's to take something, and it is real random. But at the same time, these points matter and they're effective when you're trying to engage in communication. But
And
you got
y'all,
to know how to close.
and listen, y'all, when you're out there making analogies, fellas, don't compare ladies to cars. I mean, you saying I'm just a car? Use purses. Use purses. I always say she is a Birkin or an Hermes. What y'all call them? Hermes? Yeah, the
Seriously?
Hermes. Yeah, don't
Hermes,
use Hermes. Yeah, don't
Please
make
tell
her
me how
don't make her a
that's any better.
coach. Don't make her a coach bag. Don't do it. Don't make her Dooney and Burke. She'll get mad at you, man. Make sure you go top. Go top.
Michael
Oh,
Kors.
Apprecia's a City Trends bag.
Hey, can we use wigs? Can we use wigs instead? Would that work?
Go ahead. Go ahead.
All right, I got another question, and again, mostly focused towards the ladies. Now, I'm sure you've been there where you don't think your man has been listening, or you accuse him of not listening, but he'll come back saying he's listening because he will line by line go back and replay every word that you said and every response that he had up to that point. How do you feel?
Hold on,
do you,
referee timeout. We got a cash app from Earl Sims.
nice.
Save that thought, Brother Bennett.
Yep.
Can I get to
We'll come back to it.
sweet yams? Show me the way, 'cause I got bills to pay. Can I get to the yams? Sweet yams. Show me the way, I got bills to pay. Oh.
Hermes.
Really?
Hermes.
That's my song right there, boy.
Yeah. But back to Brother Bennett. What was that again? One more time.
So again, you're going at it with your guy, or you're communicating, and you're getting that vibe that you're not hearing me. The guy can come back and he can go line by line, going back 20 minutes ago in the conversation and recite everything that you said. But it may just get to a point that's, look, I heard everything you said. I'm still looking for the bottom line. It's not that I'm not listening. It's just that what you told me isn't necessarily relevant, or I'm still trying to get to the bottom line of what you're trying to say. So I can go back and recite everything. So you're not listening to me. It's like, yep, you said this, you said this, you said this. Where did I go wrong in the listening process?
First of all,
how do you ladies feel about that when the guy, if that's happened to you, where a guy's able to go back and replay and say everything, but basically what he's trying to tell you, you still haven't told me anything relevant?
First of all, I think you should just not say it's not relevant. We can start with that.
I'm not gonna say. I'm saying, but that's He's not gonna. I'm not gonna say it, but I'm just saying. But that's the intent. It's like
right. Because because you say it ain't relevant, man. You can be stuck on this subject for a week.
You think my head could be in the clouds, be like, "Are you listening to me?" And like I said, I can go back and say, "Oh yeah, you were talking about this, that, and the third. Okay, what did I miss?" But you're still, but you're not looking to be necessarily listening. You want connection. You want emotional connection to what you're saying, not necessarily that he's understanding the verbiage that you're using.
But Brother Bennett, it's funny because even with the example you heard, I heard you just say X, Y, and Z, but you still said it like it's not relevant. You know what I mean? Even though you didn't use those words,
I know
you still blew it off
it's passively saying it's not relevant. But man, I'm not going to say it. But at the end of the day, though,
first of all, don't say it ain't relevant.
Like, it's still, what's the point? I can go back and
let's get to the point.
Brother Bennett, you just said what's the point? She gonna be like, yeah, what is the point?
Yeah,
what's the point of all this?
It goes back to it wasn't so much about you need me to listen. Again, you want something else. You want me to be emotionally tampon. You want me to be truly sympathetic.
Emotional
tampon. You don't want empathy. You don't want understanding. You don't want empathy. You want sympathy. You want me to cry when you cry. You want me to mourn when you mourn. You want me to laugh when you laugh. It has nothing.
You want me to agree with your ass on everything.
I want you to understand my crazy. She's like, I want you to understand my crazy. Oh, you heard that?
Yeah.
You listening to me? Well, listen to this as the door slams. Listen to this. Glass is breaking. Yeah, it's crazy. It is what it is.
I get what you're saying. I've been in that situation on either end. And I take accountability for me. And I'm quick to say my bad. I thought you weren't listening, but I've also been on the other end where it's like, I'm like you, okay, I'm waiting on the point here,
But look though, world
But you
class.
can't.
You see what world class said? He wilding. Mr. Bennett equals light skin privilege. Probably Queen Smiley too. Y'all got that light skin privilege, so
Light
y'all can
skin.
do all of that.
I'm at the
I'm
bag.
not even light
This is the
skinned.
bag. So I'm not above the
Where's my
bag. I'm not
camera?
below the
Yeah,
bag. I'm the
I'm
bag.
light skinned. Now,
You're the
granted, when I
bag.
They
take
said
my
I
glasses
am the
off,
bag.
I'm not light skinned.
We are the bag. We are the
I'm a medium tan.
Medium.
That means you still get beige benefits.
Hey, there you go.
Now, I
You
thought
know you
you
light
had to be
skinned.
above the. No, I thought you had to be above that to get
I'm
beige
just
benefits.
pretty and I'm fine. And I got a good attitude. And my
Mm.
spirit is light
I'm
and
par.
airy.
I'm par for
So
the
when I
course.
walk in the room, the atmosphere shift,
All right.
because my personality demands it.
All right.
It ain't about being light skinned, it's the power that exudes,
Say what she said.
it courses through my vein and in the atmosphere. So
Man, y'all better look out for these mocha
baby, he
people.
broke
Look out
the
for these
mold.
mocha people.
He
They
broke
mocha. Look
the
out.
mold when he
Black
made
man, can
this,
we clip this, please?
this
Yeah.
medium tan, this medium tan queen. He
Medium
broke the mold when he made me,
Mm.
yeah.
She said
I'm
it.
sorry, I ain't gonna apologize for it either. If you intimidated by my spirit, baby, you own that yourself. Don't pass that to me. In your communication, don't give me that. Cause guess what? I'ma listen to you and I'ma acknowledge. I ain't gonna sympathize with you. I might say, I understand what you feel.
This is
Okay.
what talented Tope sounds like.
Ladies and gentlemen,
You hear me?
Queen Smiley's
Talented Tope. I
is
like
going
that.
up 55%.
So at the end of the day, man, we have to accept ourselves and hold ourselves accountable. So to Mr. Bennett's question, yes, if I feel as if I've heard what somebody said and my God said, and I thought he wasn't listening, I own it. I thought you
Queen,
wasn't
hey,
listening. You
but
sitting over
Queen
here flipping
Smiley,
through that book.
Queen Smiley. That has to be your Starbucks name from now on. Talented Tope. We going into order.
I like talented Tope.
Okay, first of all, though, before we get to that, here's what we're gonna do. We're not gonna be clipping that up. We will not be posting Queen. We would not be posting Queen Smiley.
Clip away.
It's coming.
Shut the fuck up. Listen, you'll not be clipping that up. You're not gonna
I'm
have
gonna have
Queen
to watch
Smiley.
that this weekend.
We will not be making a mockery or a joke out of Queen Smiley. That's not what we're doing.
Don't hold your breath, bro.
You don't understand. I ain't scared of you motherfuckers.
The world class is on one. That joker say it's giving khaki. I can't stand it.
World class got corrupted by the trolls earlier today.
Boy, you are cutting up.
I've never in my life as a comedian seen somebody this funny in a chat. Like this brother, there's a show in the chat tonight, man. This bro been on one, man. Salute to you, world class.
That's funny.
DL in that number two. Don't be just sticking to me and Mr. Bennett out here by ourselves. Mandrell in the corner looking like sunshine.
On me, so
DL is the khaki.
So,
oh man.
Hey man, shout out to the light skinned brothers. The hell with y'all.
No, don't talk about that.
Hank come out the corner, out the darkness. Here come Hank. I forgot he was in here. Like shout out to the
But yeah,
He's
man.
like the bouncer in the place.
No, he down there in the basement.
Ladies and gentlemen, I have an announcement to make.
To the basement when you coming through, man.
Never mind, it's been retracted by a Black Man Unfiltered.
Yeah.
I'm gonna swing. I gotta swing through and holler at you, Hank.
at
your show.
On that point.
I wanted to say that
go ahead, Alexis.
Another thing that I saw going, the dynamic between my parents, and I asked my mom when I got older, because she would talk to my dad, and what she wouldn't do, it was crazy. Like, and when she told me when she got older, and I was thinking, like, Mom, that ain't that some female-ish? But she would tell my dad stuff, and even though she would know he probably wouldn't be listening, but he would say, like, I heard you. she wouldn't say anything. She wouldn't say, "Oh, you didn't hear me." She wouldn't say anything. So let's say she told him to call the plumber, or not, because my dad could almost fix everything. But she was like, "Oh, go under the seat next week and fix it." She wouldn't say nothing until next week came. And if my dad didn't fix it, then she'll say, "See, I told you you wasn't listening." And I was like, "Why would you do that?" She was like, "Because that's proving more of my point." And I'm like,
Not necessarily.
That is so crazy.
Right. As opposed to her reminding the guy, you know what I'm saying, about it.
But that was their dynamic though.
He was, that was their dynamic. He would say he was listening, and my mom would tell him, like, "Well, you said you were listening, so I took what you said." But I would say I actually listen, and I do take it. If a guy say he's listening to me, I just take it that they're listening, and I haven't really been in a situation too much to where I've had to actually like, come back and be so mad, because a lot of times I have my own backup to where it's like, well, just in case you wasn't listening, I'm already prepared. But I've been on the more receiving end of not somebody telling me I'm not listening. And I was in my last relationship, and one a long time ago, the guys got mad because I used to be on the debate team and I did teen court. And teen court back in the day, that was like when the teenagers go to court, they wouldn't have an actual judge and all that. It would be teenagers doing it. So I was the prosecutor. They had a teen as a judge and so forth. So I would take notes. Like when I would have a conversation with my partner, I would take notes. And my last one, he got so pissed off at me. He was like, "Stop taking notes."
That's funny. But I tell you what, as far as listening and wanting to be heard, Black Man Unfiltered wants people to listen to what he got to say right now. Black David has hippo jaw muscle for $14.99 a pound, y'all. $14.99 straight from the motherland. So y'all might want to get on that ASAP. Hippo jaw muscle. Lord help us all. You want to take some notes there, Alexis from Texas? Take them notes.
Lean. You know that has to be lean, right? Because their jaw's supposed to be real strong and stuff.
I'm not going to entertain you or Black Man.
Hey, it's the strongest bite on from a land animal.
Right.
I have to agree.
And people, incidentally, people think hippos are fat. No, there's a subcutaneous layer of fat. It's all muscle.
All muscle.
They think they're fat, but hippos are all muscle.
Yeah, but don't they delete more humans than anything?
Yes, they delete more humans than any other land animal every year. Hippos, they're extremely violent.
No, they're drawn.
No, they're mammals.
They're drawn cute.
Yeah, but they're some of the most violent animals on the planet. They're more violent than bears, man. They're more violent than brown bears.
I wish somebody told me that.
Kids, they're just gonna run up on you. But if you near their kids or whatever,
bear, that's a bear. A hippo will fuck you up for no reason. It's Tuesday. That's why they did it. Like they'll do it for just because you were there. Like that's why they'll kill you. You showed up. What you doing here, man? You shouldn't have been here in the first place.
See, that's part of the conspiracy. How Hillsborough Tours was trying to kill off all the black folks because we was playing hungry hippos, thinking their hippos were cool. Ooh, mommy, they go with hippo. Go up there and pet it. You gone. You done folk.
Gone. They don't care. Man, woman, child.
Mandrell, we should do a show, bro. We could play some of those animal videos.
Mm-hmm.
And we could do commentary on them, like how we talking now.
Right. Play by play. That's a good idea.
Hey, the hyenas versus the lions or something like that.
Right. And then I think
ladies and gentlemen, just those who are going out there with the hippos to the repellent is eagle foreskin, and Black David has it for $4.99.
Wow.
Why is it so? Wait. If it's eagle foreskin, that's not much.
Why is it $4.99?
Hold on. Yeah. Why is it not more expensive than that? That should be like.
Man, just let the joke be,
rich
man.
people stuff, man.
He's trying to dissect the joke and everything.
The joke is cheap. The joke is cheap.
The joke cheap, man. Yeah, but I said, why is it so cheap though?
That's a light skin shit.
No. My thing is, but Hank, think about it. Do you have any idea how many eagles you have to circumcised to make it worth your while.
It's a little
We got another
piece.
super chat.
You ever heard how many eagles it's gonna take to make that worth your while, man? $4.99 is super cheap.
We got a super chat. We're gonna take
it ain't that many eagles on the planet either.
Topic.
Go ahead, just play the super chat.
Might as
We'll
well.
get into the last topic.
Please.
Oh my goodness.
Don't hate on me because I'm more educated on these topics.
Oh, you hated on the joke.
Don't.
You hated on the joke.
I don't mind being used as a place to escape to. Oh, and now I know there is love after pain, and you're the proof. Yeah. Let's make it forever, girl. And not just for this moment.
That should be a special item on the menu.
By the way,
Hey,
let
Black
me
Man said-
expound. That is me. So if you guys could, please go to my other channel and let me expound media too.
Okay.
Appreciate it.
Yeah, please go over there and support Brother JT. Yo, Brother Black Man talking about this eagle foreskin. It helps keep women quiet. It's been banned in 12 countries. So if it
Just
helps keep
12?
women
I mean-
quiet, man, let me get it. Yeah, let me get a case of it. Please, let me get a case of it.
Well, I mean, it is an endangered species.
Does it work on
Can't get-
Wigosaurus?
Depending on
It
which
doesn't work on
one.
Wigosauruses. I don't need it.
Does it come in an aerosol? Can I just spray people with? See if she get quiet on that.
Yeah, let me get into the last topic.
I had something to say about what Alexa said. But I can't remember what it was with the eagle skin and eagle foreskin. Like I lost.
Look, see, you should have been taking notes. You
Should have been taking notes. There you go.
That's what it was. Perfect. Thank you.
Selective
That's what it
Yeah.
was. And so she mentioned that she was taking notes, and I still take notes to this day, even in having conversations and before I have conversations, especially important conversations and in-depth conversations with people. I take notes. So I keep a sticky pad beside my bed and a notebook. So when I know I'm going to have a conversation, it's going to be a tough conversation or a conversation where I know it can go different ways. I make points on the I make points to have the conversation. Yeah. So
Yeah.
that's still that's great stuff. So keep doing it, you know.
Yeah, my last one, he just didn't like it because I was able to recap everything. I was able to recap everything.
Well, you're a
that he
debater,
said.
so
Well, exactly. So yeah, it made him bad, but
that
I
don't
was-
make any man feel good when they know they woman is a certified debater. Automatically, most men are gonna go into that conversation like, "Oh, here that bitch go."
Arguing with your woman is
Oh,
like
But,
arguing
you know-
with a referee. That's
You
what it
know.
is.
Why am I being thrown world class? I'm
on
innocent.
the on the topic about like the guy proves that he was listening by repeating what you said verbatim, whatever. Good, you were listening. Thank you. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I'm not gonna just take people's word for it because people lie too much, saying that they were listening and they weren't. So if you can prove that you were listening, that means I can continue to have conversations with you
But the question is
without
that what
worrying
you,
about it.
the question is that what you wanted? That he was listening, or again, were you looking simply for him to connect with you emotionally?
Women are looking.
what's sometimes
Women are
confusing.
looking for
'Cause
that.
you can go back.
connection.
You can go back and say all
we're
that
listening
stuff,
for
and she's
for
still
connect.
gonna be mad at you.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but there's people who can't say it because they weren't listening. Is what I'm saying. You know what I'm saying? I get what you're saying.
Yeah, we're saying
you
it's
want
lose
connection
lose.
and stuff like that.
Well, we're saying it's lose lose. There's no way you can win. Whether listening or not listening, it doesn't matter. If you don't
you're not
attach
connected,
to
you're
it,
done.
right? If you don't attach to it, brother Dusto, man, I'll let you read this one, man. This shit is hilarious.
Ladies and gentlemen, Black David has hyena earwax on sale for $12.99. This is used to keep wigs down and helps reduce edge reduction.
That is funny, bro.
Well, that won't work on us now. What? We done. So
If you get enough
there's
of
no
it, boy,
edges,
keep
no
it
edges,
down.
There's no
Wait,
edges
it says
go
to
back
keep
to,
wigs down. You know, the funniest thing, Augusto, about your intro, the Dustosphere.
Oh, the wig's falling off.
Oh my God.
When I saw that video,
Yeah,
Oh
black
my
man did that
God.
I was
together.
so weak.
Nigga.
Oh my God.
Black man did that one.
Oh my God.
Nigga.
Nigga.
And the fact that she couldn't reach it, she just
She didn't know what
It
else.
was cracking out too bad.
that was a bit much.
That
That
was
video
awesome.
cracked me up.
That was awesome.
Let me get to
That's
this
an awesome
last
clip.
topic. Then I'm gonna let DL bring it home. Last part. Poor speaking techniques. This is the dust. That's when you step up to the mic and you look your lady in the eye. No, I'm just clowning. Number one-way communication. That means you're talking, and that's it. You're just talking. Talking too much, you're just talking. Ain't no listening, ain't nothing going on, but you talking.
You talk too much. And then you never shut up.
Number two is directives. Using words like should, will, and are. All these me and y'all should be. Anybody trying to hear that?
Right.
Will. Give people opportunity to actually be who they are in a conversation or in their actual life versus directing them to be something. Let them choose to be something or do something. Number three, negatives. You're speaking and you're killing dreams. Man, that don't work. Man, all these men, they dusty. All these women's out here, man, you ain't gonna never be no. You just kill person dreams. They don't want to hear that.
Right.
Number four, getting personal. Well, that's your problem. Well, man, you can't get no ladies no way. Man, you ain't got no. Man, who you think you are?
And your wife think.
Yeah. Usually people who say these things as they're speaking out loud, somehow they end up, their jaw somehow rotates right over this way and they end up holding the ice pack on the eye sockets. You don't want to get too personal. Problem. Number five is disregarding or invalidating people's feelings. People have a right to think or not think, and they have a right to feel. They can be wrong. When you invalidate how they feel and you just told them you're going to think for them and you're going to feel for them. Number six, passive aggressive and sarcasm. You just want to fight. You don't want to talk to nobody. This is what I would call talking at people and not talking to people. Or talking with people is even better. Talking with people, that's up here. Talking to people, talking at them and talking for them and all that, no. That's the dust. I'll start with JT.
Wait, is anyone snoring? Did anyone hear that? Am I the only one?
I heard it.
I heard it. I'm sorry. I don't know who that is.
Is it Alexis?
Ah, no. Oh, no.
No, Hink's on mute.
Yeah, it ain't Hink. He's on mute. I'm like,
yeah. Let me start with what is it? Somebody loading up a 380?
Why I gotta be snoring? Is it because I'm from Texas? I just had to be snoring.
Absolutely. Hilarious.
Let me start with JT.
Okay. You said a lot, man. That's shit. So,
I dropped them in the chat, JT.
Was you listening, JT?
JT wasn't listening. They in the back chat, JT. Go ahead, help yourself.
I was listening. I think it's in the back chat. Damn. A lot of shit. It's a lot of shit. No. So yeah, when you speaking Porter, again, it goes to what I was saying before. We have to get to a point of understanding one another. If we having a conversation and we steady not understanding each other, and if I'm talking to you and you don't understand none of the words I'm saying, but you're going over everything that I'm saying, that's one of the things I have a problem with. you state a fact to a person, they ignore the fact and they still stay to where they're at. You just debunked everything that they just said, and they still will go right back to it. That's where it comes down to the point. Well, that's not poor speaking; it's poor listening.
But see, they're gonna take that as negative speaking.
I think it's more like cognitive dissonance. Like if you just prove them wrong, they still go back to the false information as evidence.
Yeah.
I mean,
yeah, because but they treat that as negative. It's as if you, like I said, when Dustin was talking about killing their dreams or what have you. It's interpreted the same way. So even if you give them the facts, it's still interpreted that way.
Yeah, it's still, they can turn it into that. If you tell a person, for instance, if you tell a person that they say that, I want to be a model. Your girl says she want to be a model. You be like, look, you're 222 pounds.
No.
And you're telling them all the balance of probability. They're still looking at the balance of possibility.
Are you being negative though, JT?
Right, you're being negative.
I might be 220 pounds and 5'2" and whatnot, but I still want a high value man.
They got plus size.
Yeah, what you got, PC? I'm trying to get everybody a quick round, then we're gonna go to final thoughts.
Yeah, that'd be for Brother Ronan. I think Brother Ronan's next.
I lost my thought. Come back at me. I lost my thought.
If there's one thing that'll really cut a conversation off is micromanaging that person's place in it. How they feel, think, or whatever. If you eliminate the significance of a conversation, either they will cut you off or they will break you off, one of the two. But that's just where I see it. And that happened at work where an area manager decided he wanted to take things matters, talk some kind of way to me. I didn't receive it too well and nearly got fired twice. So,
man.
Yeah.
Damn. Yeah, what you got, Mr. Bennett?
Well, I would definitely say that last one, you really have to be careful with. The passive aggressive sarcasm. I can be sarcastic by nature, and sarcasm, it's almost like a very strong herb or spice. You could put a dash of it into a conversation, but if you put one dash too many, then it ruins the dish. And so you have to be really careful with, especially if you have a sarcastic person by nature. You really got to pull that back. So that's definitely something that I've had to, even in my own life, I've had to learn how to pull some of that back and use it sparingly. Again, a pinch can lighten up a conversation, make people laugh or whatever, but one sarcastic joke too many or one passive aggressive too many, and it's all over. So you ain't, total shutdown of everything. So you got to use that sparingly if you want to use it, but you're probably better off not using it at all. But for some of us who just grew up with that, we used to be, just our whole crew was just like that. We just, ran jokes on each other and just put each other down. That was the group. We just took turns just putting somebody down until that was the person's turn. So we just grew up with that. We didn't take it personally per se, but that was just how we operated. But that doesn't necessarily work outside of the circle that we were in back in the day. So you gotta be careful.
Right. I mean, everything has their limit and stuff like that. So you're right. You have to know when to stop.
And some people don't, unfortunately.
And you have to know who you can do it with.
Hey, did I skip Ronan?
I don't know. He raised his hand.
I just want to ask real quick. Where would it be placed if you call somebody a living abortion? Like what kind of level would that be?
A what?
Say that one more time.
Yeah, it depends on wait. It depends on the context. It depends on the context.
We missed what Ronan said.
I said,
but hold on. Use the YouTube friendly version, like you know what I mean, like termination or option. Option is probably the best.
A living.
Say what you said, because I just missed it. It ran together for me, so I just didn't hear it clearly.
I'm
just being honest.
I'll type it in the back.
Oh, okay.
It's wait, Queen.
No, you said you're gonna
It was
type it in the
a
back.
Queen. It's an army joke. It's one of those that civilians ain't ready for. That's what I mean by that.
Again, depends if that's your crew. If that's
It
what
depends
if that's
on the
what y'all
There it
passing
is. It's in the
with
back
each
chat.
other,
It's in the back chat.
and then I guess all bets are off. If someone comes back and call you an MF or whatever it is,
Oh, if you
but,
call somebody that,
Yes.
I see.
right.
Okay.
So if that's your crew, if that's how y'all roll, then fine. But yeah, someone on the outside of the circle, yeah, that's dangerous.
Okay, so I'm gonna say this. There's a problem with people trying to control how people think and respond, right? It's like the example given earlier with coming to a person with facts and they reject it. The thing is, you can only do so much, right? For me, I always say you can't fix stupid. You can fix ignorance because that's just a lack of knowledge, whatever. But stupid people seem to reject, information, knowledge, whatever. But at some point, you have to be willing to accept that you can't change this person. So, what do you want to do? You want to keep them in your lives, or you want to move on? You know what I'm saying? Some people you gotta just leave behind.
Let me get Hink in here. I know he's hiding under a basement.
Damn laugh.
My man got so crazy. He crazy. What's your question, big brother? Go ahead. I'm sorry.
He said, "What's the question?" This guy.
I've been busy, man. I've been busy. I'm sorry, man.
Why?
Just go back to go through the list again and just let him know. Just ask him what his thoughts are on it.
What are your thoughts on poor speaking techniques? One-way communication, directives, negativity, getting personal, disregarding and invalidating people's feelings, or passive-aggressive sarcasm.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of none of that bullshit. Yeah, you can get cussed out. You get cussed straight the fuck out. Yeah, I'm not with that shit, man. That's crazy. I mean, first of all, some of those, I'm assuming I'm talking to a lady. Why would you need to be talking like that anyway? Because now I feel like I'm talking to a hard ankle. And if I'm talking to a hard ankle, I'm gonna slap shit out of his mouth.
A hard ankle.
God damn. JT, you know what a hard ankle is. You know what I'm talking about.
Hell yeah, I know what it is. I ain't heard it in a while.
You know, I'm an old head like that. You know, I'm an old head like that. Let me bring the camera on for this bullshit. Yeah, I'm not with that piss poor communication list you just gave, especially coming from a woman. That's pitiful, man. If we're gonna be together, and you, especially my wife, and I'm blessed you with my last name, I will hope that you wouldn't come to me like that. I will hope that you have sense enough to come to me with as a sensible manner. But if you don't, then don't be mad at me if I'm just going to totally ignore your ass and leave you where you lay. Don't be mad at me, because I'm not going to come at you in a disrespectful tone like that. So I definitely expect the same respect. And if we can't, we definitely gonna have a talk, and hopefully we can address it, we can iron out, and it won't happen again.
Yeah, Black Man said,
and brother Hank, brother, a black man got a request for you though, bro. Can you read that? Black man wants to hear that in your voice, bro. This is some crazy.
I won't be watching that.
Wait. The have a movie come. Bring it back up.
Right.
The have a movie.
That's that Job Corps coming out.
Hey, bro, public education.
Shut the fuck up.
That's only 2 months a Job Corps though. That's
he went for carpentry.
That's 2 months.
Hey, but yeah, that's some funny shit though. Like he talking about he got a movie coming out with a transgender whale called Maybe Dick. Oh, come on now, that's funny.
That's
Right.
hilarious.
Yeah.
That's
hilarious.
hilarious. Let's get back on track.
I wouldn't go to the theaters, but I'll wait to stream
Hey,
it.
Dusto, I did watch the first one you told me to watch. I did watch. It was good. I liked it.
Oh yeah.
So now I'm about to watch the second one.
I like the first one better, but it was fire.
My cheeks hurt.
Okay. I'm watching the second
Yeah,
one.
I'm with Sister Alexis though. I'm with Sister Alexis on that. I wouldn't pay to see it. That'd be a fire stick one right there. Like I'm gonna have to.
I can't even look at it on just Fire Stick. We gotta wait till it come on Tubi.
All right, let's get back on track, Brother Dusto. What we at, man?
Mandrell,
What's
what you
that
got?
squeaking noise?
One of my pet peeves is passive aggressive behavior.
Mm-hmm.
That really gets under my skin. But the thing is, and it gets under my skin because you can't really call someone out on it unless it's overtly obvious. You don't. If it's overtly obvious, then you're like, okay, you being passive aggressive. But most of the time, it's like, wait, is this person? Did you mean? But see, when I do that, they see the veins pop out, and then they're like, no. I didn't. I'm like, okay. But so I can't really call them out. But anyway, one thing I'm working on is things I've been accused of the most is negativity, and it's not that I'm trying to be negative, but I just tell people the truth. I mean, you're 5'2", 300 pounds. What do you expect, lady? You're so negative. It's the truth. What does it matter how you
SUVs?
Right? You can model SUVs, lady. You know, cool. You can do the next Ghostbusters movie and be the Stay Puft Marshmallow Man, or do Michelin Man commercials. Take your pick.
Nah, what are you talking about? She could be a Victoria's Secret model, right?
Right now, sarcasm. Now, sarcasm, Mr. Bennett.
I just saw the display.
Now, sarcasm, Mr. Bennett. I love sarcastic humor. Like you and I can sit here and joke and do sarcasm all day. Yep. Yeah, I'm in that crowd. I love sarcastic humor. I find it hilarious. But the passive aggressive shit, it's a person's upset with you, but or they have an issue with you, but and they make like slick comments or whatever. But then act like everything's okay, and it's like, just say what's on your mind.
Great red zone defense. Go ahead.
Yeah. What happened? Yeah, that's true. That's true. Black Man Unfiltered. But so that's what they like. From this, my final thoughts on this. I've heard some things that in this line of communication, in this topic of communication, that I am personally working on myself, because improving yourself is a lifelong event. You're never going to stop improving. If you stop improving yourself, you're giving up on yourself. So every day is a new day. Every day is another chance of being better than you were yesterday. So, geez, I don't know where that came from. That was badass. One bars. Anyway,
if you do say so yourself.
If I do say so myself, but I never heard that one before. But yeah, so that's my thing on it. Please, people, honestly, put the effort into working on yourself, because communication is key in everything. If I'm working on it, holy shit, what are you waiting for? So that's it. Final thoughts.
You go to PC.
Oh, did you just pass gas?
These trolls.
Oh, stupid.
She can't even.
Y'all
she done.
so dang
She done.
silly. I swear y'all silly.
She done.
I'm out.
This black man unfiltered. It's not me.
Yo, black man, drop me and Dutch up to the bottom.
Too busy trolling.
More listening so you can know what you're talking about, what you're responding to. If you're not listening, what's the point? And have a good day.
Brother Hank, what are your final thoughts on all this madness, my friend?
Man, I don't know. I'm just trying to figure out did Mandrell shit on his way out?
Man, look.
I think his ass passed gas before he left. But no, on a serious note, man, I encourage people, man, to have good communication with one another, regardless of the sex. Yeah, just have a good communication, man. Just try to be respectful towards each other, and you'll get a lot more accomplished instead of being argumentative or demonstrative or trying to be a bully or intimidate or anything like that these women like to say nowadays that men do. So just make sure we have good communication with each other. That's my final thought of the day.
That's what's up. Queen Smiley, what are your final thoughts on all this communication?
Well, first I would like to point out that I was skipped in this whole, hey, what do you think about the speaking techniques? But I'm not going to touch on that because I felt like I was skipped a lot tonight, but
ooh, the truth
I'm going to let y'all have it, So I said that to say I'm effectively communicating the fact that Dusto, DL, y'all skip me. We ain't playing Uno. Okay. You don't get to do the man. Yeah.
Now we had to reverse back to us. We are playing Uno.
You know how to tell me the rules of the game. I could have played my card. Because I'd have made both of y'all draw 4. And then I'd have long stroked it. You know what I'm saying? So don't do that. But anywho,
change the color to blue. Skip you.
You know what? How about you draw 2?
How about you draw 2?
Anyway, communication. Of course, communication is always key to any relationship. And I'm not just talking about in a spousal relationship or a dating relationship or whatever the case may be, but it's integral in any relationship, whether it's with your coworkers, your children, your family, your spouse, your mate, especially when you're embarking upon new relationships. And so know who you are is pretty much what I have to say is know who you are, and then also know who you're communicating with. And so understand that you can't speak to everybody the same as if you're speaking in your same circle. So whatever circle you're speaking in, you can't use that same language everywhere you go. So be mindful of your audience. So know who you are, and proactively kind of work on your effective communication as well as your active listening. Know your audience or your partner. Then engage socially so you can kind of know different social norms, so you can pretty much engage wherever you go, so you can connect. And then when all else fail, it may be the case that you probably need to just switch up and let some conversations go, as well as let some people go. Because going round and round in circles with the same person, it depends on how near and dear that person is to you. If it's a new relationship you embarking upon, yeah, you feel like that conversation ain't going nowhere, let it go. If it's something that you've invested in that is worth working on, then by all means try to figure out how to reach a good point of communication. It's almost like figuring out each other's love language. If people would take the time to kind of figure out each other's love language, y'all can figure out how to communicate with each other better. So most men can take pillow talk at any point. So women, and I'm speaking to just the women. All right, if you're trying to have a difficult conversation to your husband, eat some dick. Okay, eat some dick. Stroke them out real good, and then like when you land on your chest, then have that conversation. And so that's just the reality. Same thing. Men, if you're trying to get in touch with your woman and you want her to listen and you want her to hear you, then by all means make her feel like a queen. Treat her real nice, rub her down real good, buy something, some flowers or whatever the case may be, and put her in the place, because you know your woman, you know what makes your woman feel light. And so once you get her to that light state, then go ahead and slide the conversation in on her. Hey, you know what I'm saying? I just want to address something. I feel, this way when you do XYZ, let's talk about it. If she hits you with the pop your neck, rah rah, guess what? We've at the restaurant, he can say. So those are my final thoughts. Do better, y'all. If you do better, you live better. Constantly work on yourself, because you got to be true to who you are. Keep elevating. And
That's
then you
what
can
it is.
exude the spirit.
That's what it is, Queen Smiley, y'all. Hey, Queen Smiley, where can they find you?
You can find me right here on Black Man Unfiltered Network. You may find me on a reaction video night on a Monday. You may find me right here on Tuesdays for Talk That Talk. The first Tuesday every month, the women do their thing and the women speak. You'll catch me there. And then I'll just be peeping and looking where I can see fit. There will be some Queen Smiley Rules coming on sometime soon, where I will be telling y'all stop doing stupid shit in life that land y'all in these stupid situations, like not letting go of people timely. Okay? So, yeah. That's the rule people need to take hold to. Stop hanging on to people. Yeah. Some people just ain't for you.
For real. There it is right there. Facts. There it is. Queen Smiley Rules, y'all.
Before Queen Smiley leaves, there's a producer in the back that says Queen Smiley looks like a hamburger to a homeless man tonight. She looks good. I just wanted to put that out there from the producer circle.
There y'all go. There y'all go. Alexis from Texas. What are your final words, love? Your final thoughts.
I wanted to say I'm not gonna say that I felt skipped, because I was wrestling with my internet, but I'm on the desktop now. So you see, I ain't go nowhere. You know what I'm saying? Nobody give me any compliments. I was here this whole time, no back out, but it's okay. I'm here. But I just wanted to say, in this whole thing with the conversation, with the communication and things, I also, to Queen Smiley point, knowing your partner and knowing the people that you're talking to and listening to, in this thing that I was listening to y'all speak, and I was thinking about something that my dad said, and I would say I come on here and y'all will hear me refer to my mom and dad a lot, because I grew up in that 2-parent household, so that's where I learned from. And one of the things that my dad used to say, and me and my sisters joke about it today, and I'm gonna say it to y'all, so when I say it, like, y'all all will know. My dad would be like, man, well, people will be talking to you and we're talking to you and y'all just don't get it. I'm gonna tell you, hey, that big black dog about to bite you. And you be like, what? Where? What dog? I just said this dog is about to bite you, and you worrying about everything else except this dog about to bite you. And so we and my sisters a joke. We be like, big black dog, big black dog. So, and that was like, and that's how I do things. Like, when I'm communicating with people and talking to them, I try to get to a point of, hey, this big black dog about to bite you, move. When I'm listening to people, I'm listening for if a big black dog is about to bite me. So, I mean, that's just my thoughts on everything. Just, you got to know if you have to pick it apart and you're listening, if you have to pick it apart before you speak, so you can make sure you get your point across and it grabs to people. You just got to learn. It's a skill. It's a skill of listening, and it's a skill of talking and communicating. So the conversation was great tonight. I'm glad I was able to be on here and give my little input when I could. So that's where I'm landing. That's where I'm landing. Big black dog.
Big black dog. I like that, sis. You know what I mean? And I've been Alexis from Texas, y'all. This is the second time I've been on a panel with her, but if you count all the disconnections, we've been like 30 times on the panel. But anyway, let's go. Brother Benny, what you got to say for your final thoughts, bro? Old school right now. It's the telephone man. There's something wrong with my line.
All right. Well, clearly, both men and women or just people in general, we miss out on communication. And I think what will really help us, as I said earlier, we have to define the rules of engagement. All right. What we're going to be talking about here. Do you want to vent? Do you want to have a dialogue? Do you want a solution? Do you want to have an exchange, or do you just want to, whatever, what we doing? So if you can define that, that'll help our conversations get a lot better. Also know when to stop talking. Okay. Especially if you're doing a public speaking engagement, learn again how to land the plane and just stop talking. So I think these are skills that we need to build up on. We've gotten so used to just texting each other and whatnot. We're not talking like we used to on the bed like this, just, for hours on end. We need to get back to the art of conversation. So, like the Bell commercials used to say, reach out and touch someone. And I think we'll all be better off. So with that, thank you for having me tonight. You'll find me certainly on the Black Man Unfiltered Network. I'm on here Tuesday nights. Usually I'm on Wednesday nights on the sports show. How about those Cowboys? And I'm on the barbershop on Friday night. You can find me there. You can also find me on IG. Also have a YouTube page, which I'm starting to put a little more time in. It's Dungeon Fitness 1969, where I do a lot of fitness suggestions, a lot of product reviews on fitness equipment. So looking to put some more time in that space. So you can check me out there as well. But thanks for having me tonight. Great conversation, great hosting by Dusto. And look forward to seeing you guys next time. Take care.
That's what's up. Brother Bennett, y'all. A round of applause for Brother Bennett. Appreciate that. Brother JT, What We Know podcast, man. What are your
All right,
thoughts?
man. Everybody done hit this. They done knock this damn thing up under the wood. So I'm gonna say something right here where we didn't discuss. One of the things that I gotta say is that we gotta also come into these conversations with this thing called humility. And there's a thing that we always gotta be, that we can always be wrong too. No matter how much we stand on something, we still can be wrong. It's just what it is. I mean, it's a lot of this stuff when we talk about these conversations, we got perception. We even with facts, sometimes your facts can be outdone by other facts, So one of the things we can also just keep in mind, man, is that when we having conversations with other people, man, that we can also be wrong. And that's all I'm gonna do, man. Everybody else done said everything that I was going to say, so that was the only thing that they didn't say. And you can find me on What We Know podcast. Me and my boy Rob. This Thursday we'll be rocking. So come in, give us a listen. If you have not subscribed to us, go over to subscribe to us, hit that bell so we can you can get that alert, and it's going to let you know when we drop videos and when we go live. And that's all I have to say, man. I have nothing else.
That's what's up. That's what's up, man. For Brother JT. Brother Ronan, man, what are your final thoughts?
Hey, shout out to you guys for this awesome conversation and laughs. And we got to learn how to be active listeners and strategic speakers, and not just, communicate our points, but we got to learn how to read the room, read body language, not just theirs, but ours, and look for clarity in the conversation. Someone's looking to vent, you prepare the room to let them do their thing. That way you can communicate effectively. But they're looking to get a point. You make sure they clear the runway so they can land the plane instead of crashing to the airport. So other than that, we just have to be better communicators, both men and women. We have to work on that from here on out, especially with everything that's coming out. So
that's what's good, Brother Ronan. Where can people find you, man? You got any platforms, anything out there?
Yes, I have a channel I am finishing working on. It's the Book of Ronan channel. It's on YouTube. And I'm with my brother, Sheep Stay Sleep. We're on the Foundational Manhood podcast. We have that every Wednesday. We have an episode, and and more currently, you'll catch me on Cruise Season off and on quite a bit. So I make my rounds here and there, but yeah.
That's
And
what's good, man.
And you'll catch me here too.
That's what's good. Right here on Black Men Unfiltered Networks. Hey, man, always a pleasure being on the panel with you, bro. Thank you so much for being here, man. Really appreciate it. You know what I mean? And Black Man put, yeah, there you go. Do us a 2-shot. Yo, listen, I'll go in there since Dusto's the host, man. We'll save the best for last. This is a very good topic. Communication is key, period. Communication is key on the battlefield. Communication is key in the workplace. Communication, not just communication when you talk about romantic relationships, but communication with your family, your extended family, with your children, with your siblings. Communicate. If you those type people who go to church, y'all know I'm your friendly neighborhood heathen. But for those who are in church, communication is key in those social settings. Communication is key. We got to do a better job of communicating. Everyone touched on all the points that I can even think of right now. But people, we need to understand just how critical communication is. I would go as far to say that it is definitely one of the founding pillars of any relationship, be it professional, business, romantic, whatever. So yeah, man, that's that. And then of course we'll leave the final words for the man of the hour. Scams likely, Brother Dusto. You know what I mean? What are your final thoughts, bro? You muted, bro. You muted.
Yeah, this is a lot of fun hosting or co-hosting, but I talk too much, so it ended up being me hosting. Other man, it's time, but it's all good. First time hosting on this platform because I'm used to hosting the Dustosphere, and them people over there I don't know where they got these people. We'll be doing the show on Thursday. I got some dust up my sleeve, and I am not responsible, so you can't sue me. I don't know what happens over there. But as far as communication, here's the deal. Relationships matter. People matter. Feelings, emotions, everything matters, regardless if you want to face it or not. The best communicators win because they have the ability to influence and change the world because they can have people move, and people move, and more people move. That's the best speaker as well as the best listener. Might not be the best, but you can always be better. Don't limit yourself to the person that you are and only speak to people that you can talk to right now. Limit yourself in a box. Open your mind to be able to talk to more people, different people totally opposite, younger, older, fatter, skinnier, something different. Expand your mind, try to be better. And it's not just that. You don't get to pick all the people that you're around. Those of you who are parents and have children, I'm saying I don't have any kids. But when you have kids, you don't get to pick their personality. You have to adapt to them instead of changing them to adapt to you. Real leadership is actually becoming the leader that they need you to be. And that's all I got. People, be better listeners and speakers.
Yo, that's what's up, man. And thanks for having me on as a co-host, bro. To Black Man Unfiltered, thank you so much for letting me come on here and do our thing and to be part of such a great organization. I'm DL Saint. Y'all can catch me on YouTube, DL Saint. I Really Want to Know podcast. I'm always out there dropping whatever I'm dropping. Please come through. You know what I mean? If you come through, make some noise in the chat. Let me see you. You know what I mean? Because I love it when my brothers and sisters come over from Black Man Unfiltered and check me out over there. You know what I mean? The black chat is crazy. So yeah, man. I guess we're done here. Black Man Unfiltered. You got anything you want to say, bro? Before we wrap this up?
Please forgive me.
And I guess that'll do it. I'm out of here. I'm DL Saint for Dusto right over here next to me for Black Man Unfiltered and everybody else on the panel tonight. Peace. We out of here, y'all. Remember,